Welcome back, friends. I'm glad you could join us for this last segment. In this segment, we're going to talk to Tom Ritchie about some of the fish camps that were here, what their role was in Florida, and why when we look at them, it brings back old memories, and especially memories of old Florida itself. We also have another thing that we're going to talk about today. It's called the Causeway. It's a little known fact that we have and a little history quip that Tom's going to tell us about. So I'd like for you to really check it out.
You know, Floral City, when it was first laid out, they picked this spot because it was a peninsula. Now, we don't think of Floral City as being a peninsula. It's a very wide peninsula, but it's surrounded by Lake Salapopka, Lake Bradley, and Lake Consuela. And if you look at the way they're laid out, oh my gosh, you know, the Floral City area is a little peninsula, a broad peninsula surrounded by water. And it's interesting where 48 passes through between Lake Consuela and Salapopka. Well, that's a man-made causeway. It used to be swamp and the water just flushed right through that area. And the causeway was built in pre-Columbian times. When the first American soldiers came to the area to survey the region after Florida was ceded to the United States from Spain, they found an Indian-built causeway there. The Indians had done that themselves from time immemorial. Isn't that fun?
Is
and that's
fascinating.
where Route
Just so
48,
they didn't have to walk through the swamp.
our State Road 48, is right on that, which has separated these waterways. Surface substrate in this region is all Pleistocene sand, including the bottom of the lake, even though it's covered with muck from decaying vegetation and everything. But there are some areas where people have cleared off the grass and the surface, and you'll see it's what we would call Pleistocene beach sand, which formed, you know, this sand is all silica dioxide type sand. It's not calcareous, it's not from limestone. This is from granite that eroded from the Appalachian Mountains and then washed southward, you know, along the countercurrent from the Gulf Stream and everything, brought this sand down to Florida and covered it over when it was shallow seas and then raised up when the sea levels dropped to the point where it exposed beaches. And so this is ancient beach sand, and in places where the surface has been cleared out, you can see white sand. And that's just
great.
like beach sand from the Gulf, from the Atlantic coast, from the Gulf Coast everywhere. So
and that area
and they've
right
maintained that as a beach because that's Sunshine Resort.
Right, that's Sunshine Lodge. It's out on Devil's Neck here in Floral City, and it's a really great place. They have, I think, short-term rentals, maybe long-term rentals, efficiencies. They've got docks and boat ramps, all kinds of things. So
and this is old-time Florida. When you look at the modern-day resorts, it's nothing like this. This is a quiet, old resort from the 50s, I think.
I think you're right. Yes.
With several little cottages, and they're very pleasant. You can see some are duplexes and some are just individual.
It's like an updated fish
for
camp
many decades, long before Disney World and Epcot and the modern day multifaceted resorts that are filled with entertainment and that sort of glitzy, expensive places. There were these sort of spots where people came down and rented a cottage for 2 weeks or maybe the entire winter season.
Right.
And they spent the winter in Florida. And it's still got that feel about it.
It does. It's when we were at the Moonrise and we were talking, that's exactly, now you need a vacation from your vacation.
They could rent boats, they could go fishing, they could go boating.
Yeah, that was about it.
They would just go about their lives regularly, you know, as they would regularly do up north, but that's it.
Okay, right behind me you will see, it might not look familiar from this side because you've only seen it, I think, from the other side when we did the show Flowers by Barbara and we got to see Steamboat Landing, and I told you a little bit about it then. Where the weed harvester is right now, that is Steamboat Landing, and there used to be historically an old dock that came out to meet the steamships, and it came quite a good ways out here and made an L. And the steamboats would then, they'd pull up in there. Everybody would bring, the main road in town, remember, was Aroostook Avenue. So they would bring all of their stuff there that needed to be shipped. They would put it on here at the steamboat, and then they would pull out of the dock, come right around here, and right back over here is where you go under the bridge and into the Orange State Canal. As we were talking before, that Orange State Canal was built in the 1880s so that we could get our commerce and the things that were grown here to Lake Panasoffkee, to the railroad, to send it on to other points. Again, in 1986, in the 80s, I believe, they came in and cleaned it out again. While it is not in use today, since the railroads came in and the phosphate industry hit and the citrus and things had stopped, the steamboat era ended in Floral City. But you are still able to go under with your own boats and things, take that Orange State Canal and take it all the way to the Withlacoochee River, and then go whichever direction you choose. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Now that they've cleaned it out, I've been told that there's quite a few places back there that are just awe-inspiring when it comes to nature and beauty. So if you get a chance and you're out here in your boat, you might want to check that out. So, my man, when I was talking before and I said something about my FWC, Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission website, now you said you know all about that. What kind of stuff do they have on there that these people might be able to enjoy?
They can check up on the regulations if you're a normal Florida person. If you come here for vacations, hunting vacations, fishing vacations. If you're over 16, you must have a fishing license, whether you're fishing from a bank, boat, whatever. That includes freshwater, saltwater. You can get all your passes, lifetime passes. With fish, you can also get your minimum size and maximum size for saltwater, and regular just size limits for fish, and bag limits for fish,
and it
fresh, salt.
Gives you all your information on fishing, hunting, the licenses you need, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, you can order your licenses online. If you cannot make it to the auction where they draw for gator tags, you can apply online.
Okay, we also have Floral City Bait and Tackle, I believe, that does licenses now, do they?
I do not know.
I'm not sure if they do. They were going to, so check with them and see.
Yeah, they do gun. You can also do gun safety courses with my FWC.
Yeah, and they have all kinds of things I saw on there for.
They also have the hunts you can register. You can register with a hunting guide for bow, rifle, muzzleloader, whatever.
Even fishing, huh?
Yes, you can hook up with anybody out here.
Yeah, so go to myfwc.com,
and on their website you can also pick a list of hunting guides.
But if we want the best one, we come to our local Parker in Floral City, right? That's the best one for this area?
Well,
yeah, I think so. I don't know anybody that fishes. I know some salty old men around here, I can tell you, and I don't know anybody that I've met that knows more fishing than you do, so absolutely. So thank you very much for all your help.
welcome.
Friends, I'd like to thank you for coming and enjoying another one of our shows with us here in Floral City. It is my honor and my privilege to share it with you, and I'm really glad that you return every month to see our show. There's so many things to do here in Floral City. There's not just antique stores and art galleries, and there's not just bike trails and parks. There's a beautiful lake, a whole lake system that runs the entire east side of Citrus County. And of course, I'm a little biased that I think that our little pool in Floral City is probably the most special. So friends, when you get a chance, I invite you wholeheartedly to come out, see Floral City for yourself, enjoy the beauty and the nature and the come on in and friendly attitude that we have here. This is a very quiet country culture we have here in Floral City, and we are so very grateful to bring it to all of you. So thank you again. I would like to thank from the bottom of my heart all of you for watching. I would like to thank WYKE TV station for all that they do to promote this show and to get it on the air. I'd like to thank Nicholas Ford from the bottom of our hearts, and like I said last show, we are very glad that they have become a Floral City family. I would also like to thank again Tom Ritchie and Parker. Parker is my fishing aficionado. And come on out and see them. See all the beautiful stuff we have here. We've got amazing people in Floral City, and we have amazing things to see. And we would be so honored if you would come and enjoy it with us.